Welcome back, folks. Before we go on, I just want to check on some sports stats, keep myself sharp here on the sports, and I'll use my computer and just go in here. I'm going to check. Okay.
What's up, lads?
What up, Dave?
I can't tell you how much I hate the new Twitter function or to the retweet, where it makes you it's like they want to coax you into quote tweeting, which quote tweets are usually bad. And I'm guilty of it, but I just want to hit retweet and be done with it. I don't want to open up a new thing. You know what I mean?
I just deleted 2 or 3 drafts because I was like, shit, I didn't want to quote tweet. I didn't mean to hit that button.
Yeah.
But I forgot that was the thing. I know exactly what you mean.
Life is hard.
Tough shit.
So I'm Dave. This is the Too Much Dip live stream. I'll introduce my co-hosts. There's Dylan to my left.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here, man. Not really too excited for the football game tonight. I know we're about to talk about it. But, man, just an absolute shit fest. But I'm happy to talk sports.
NFC East implications, bro.
I mean, I hear you. I hear you, but what's that, KJ?
We got against Arkansas and App State.
Honestly, that might be a better game.
It will be a better game. That other voice you heard, that's the Mocha Clappuccino himself, KJ.
You know what it is.
Oh. He said it, not me.
Hello, America. MC in the house. Fully embrace it. I have to also own up to my 16-and-a-half-year-old sister-in-law asking about random bits from this podcast. I'm just hoping this one doesn't. Eventually.
Dude, Stella's going to town on something. I hope that's Stella.
Yeah, Stella. I'm trying to work over here, Stella. You got to chill, girl. Stella.
I thought Stella was just bumping tracks off of old school Outcasts. Me and you was about to start playing.
Hey, the guy that's not talking at all is Michael Weiner, TV's own.
Hi, fam. It's great to be here. What a treat. I think our numbers are going to be down tonight because we're going up against the World Series. And of course, or is the World Series off tonight? I guess it's off tonight. The World Series off tonight. Yeah. We're going up against the debate. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are watching this live stream that just haven't made up their minds. So they'll probably click out and go watch the debate here in a minute.
Guys, I got an announcement. I voted today.
Oh, shit. Son.
Wow, dude.
Well done.
Were you mobbing it? Were the boys up there mobbing at the polls?
Damn, KJ just flexed. He voted in Dallas County. Must be nice.
I'm doing it early next week.
No, you're not. Don't lie. You told me earlier you're not voting at all.
I did not say that. Your boy is voting.
I voted on Saturday. It's lovely. Easy as it could be.
To be clear, this is the first time I voted this election. I will be voting again. I vote as many times as they'll let me.
Watch us trip some transcript wire for YouTube about voting or some bullshit. Get embargoed. I mean, if anything, that'll be good for us. I'll take that pub.
They're doing it for COVID. Can't even do some hoax talk. I don't understand. What are we doing tonight? We're talking games. We're talking sports and other things. I'm enjoying a nice bourbon right now, so I'm a little bit off my game. That's kind of sad that I'm sitting here blaming the crutch that is alcohol for my very own shortcomings. But if you guys haven't subscribed, please do so to the pod, and also follow Too Much Dip on Twitter. That's Dip with 2 P's, and Too Much Dip podcast on IG. There you will see social media content, which everybody loves that. Monday, we do these pods on Monday. You probably know that, but if you're new here, check us out, subscribe, leave a review. Do you guys want to talk National Football League? Because I am dying to do it.
If we have to.
Come on.
Bring in the heat.
Let's go. Let's go.
We've got NFC East title implications. tonight, I'm excited.
You can't possibly be excited about this, Dave. No one could be excited about that. You don't have to lie. I mean, this game is trash. This may be the worst Thursday night game all season, and I'm glad that I don't have to watch it.
I think that the game will be trash, but my not that hot sports take is that both of these teams will finish equal to or above the Cowboys at the end of the year.
Wow, that's
both
hot.
of these teams, well, with the exception of Saquon, will continue to get healthier. The Eagles for sure. I think Deshaun Jackson is back tonight. Sterling Shepard's back tonight. The problems that they have are with availability, not just team build, at least the Eagles specifically. So I'm interested to see if the Eagles continue putting together good games. The Giants haven't gotten blown out. They've just played bad offense.
I mean, yeah, I mean, saying they're gonna be at or better than the Cowboys isn't saying much. They got Andy Dalton at the helm and no offensive line. Linebackers that can't stay healthy, the worst secondary in the league. So I mean, yeah, sure.
Surprisingly, like the Seahawks might be the lowest ranked secondary by like passing yards, which it doesn't fucking matter. But
Is that right?
That blows my mind.
Earl Thomas.
They need to go get Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
So he can turn that frown back upside down, and that what he said he can come back and do.
Yeah. What a move. What a move. Didn't we have a really a game 2 weeks ago that we thought was going to be just awful, and it wasn't terrible? Didn't it involve your Jags, KJ? I swear to God.
Terrible. I think we thought it was going to be good for the Jags, and it was terrible for the Jags. With Fitzpatrick on his hot streak, which, I mean, you would assume they just kind of leave him in there for the rest of the year after him dominating Jacksonville and dominating the Jets, but I guess that's not it.
Dylan alluded to the cliche dumpster fire that is the Cowboys. It seems like there might be a slight mutiny amongst the players against the coaching staff. We don't know who. We've got some anonymous sources. Those are real hot these days. Jane Slater reports that somebody said these guys just can't coach. They don't know how to teach. They're not good at their jobs. They don't like their gigs, is what she's saying. I don't know. I think everybody knows this. My theory is this is Jalen or DeMarcus Lawrence. I know that's not just my theory, but it's somebody on the defense, right?
Wild thought here. I'm just thinking of connections between Jane Slater and, the Dallas Cowboys. And for those at home who may watch another podcast on this network, it wasn't that long ago that you guys had the same Jane Slater on, right?
We did.
She did our live stream. This is very true.
And then there's another connection to the Dallas Cowboys organization via you guys, but I'm just saying wildly. That's my guess.
Well, I think
it's one of you three.
Well, KJ, Dave, let me jump in here and connect some of these dots. The anonymous source was me. I leaked this to Jane Slater. I quote, "This coaching staff is totally unprepared. They don't teach. They don't have any sense of adjusting on the fly, and they just aren't good at their jobs." That was me. I am the mole, and I stand by those comments.
Yeah, dude. It's exactly what you were saying through like week 3. Honestly.
Yeah, I did see a stat this week that the Cowboys have given up more points through 6 weeks than any team since the merger 50 years ago, which isn't great. And then I also saw that like the worst defenses through 6 games in NFL history list, and the third worst defense was a Mike Nolan coach team, 49ers team. So things are bad. They're bad, and these coaches they're not. I mean, look, I'm not going to bury McCarthy here, but he's clearly not a likable person. No one could like him. I mean, we could see that Aaron Rodgers, a difficult person too. They literally did not. There were personality headbutting going on. This seems like if this team is bad, and they are, and things go south, like I just don't see the players jumping to this dude's defense.
But
is he a player's coach in disguise? I don't recognize this. He just seems kind of dopey. And when you're winning, that's good. And when you aren't, it's easy to point the finger at that guy. That's my take.
I don't hate the thought somebody threw in the comments that it could have been Zeke. Like, the attention's going to defense because they are historically bad. But while Zeke seems like he's going to put out the effort to like save face, I mean, who knows? Could be.
Yeah, I like the idea that you can coach up somebody who's got like fumble problems. Like how long has he been doing this? It's like and I don't know. He's had fumble issues before too. I keep forgetting that we did Monday's podcast before the disaster that was Monday Night Football. So I don't even think we need to say anything about that. But that's honestly, that sort of God, that was top 5 worst Cowboy games I've ever watched. And I've watched many, many Cowboy games, not to flex, but I have. Dylan can't even talk.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, KJ, you're a football guy. To me, when a team starts to publicly turn on each other like that, whether it be just among the players or players about coaches or vice versa, it's got to be like the biggest red flag a franchise can have, right?
Absolutely. And there's really no there's no good resolution. Like what? You have a team meeting and you say, okay, hey, whoever it was, we don't care. Let's all kumbaya, come together, get some wins, and we'll move past this. Like, it's always going to be in the back of the organization's head. Like, in Jerry 20 years ago, I would have been like, maybe this is Jerry. But Jerry now, like, I think he's too old to be that.
I mean, we know the team stinks, but we're watching them play. It's a shit product on the field, but having inner turmoil along with it, it's a disaster.
It ain't fun. It ain't fun.
How bad do things have to get before Jerry actually fires Mike McCarthy?
It won't happen.
No.
I'm just asking. Like, if they lose 6 more games in a row, if they start 2-8 or whatever they are, that'd be 2-10.
I don't think there's a chance of that happening.
You think he makes it the year? At least,
yeah, he'll give him a year.
You get at least a year.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a wins-loss thing. Like, this story would have to continue bubbling up, and McCarthy would have to say something about the lack of control or the lack of being able to coach without the oversight of Jerry. Like, he would have to begin chirping in a manner that, like, it goes against the grain of the power structure of the Cowboys, which, it's not like that's necessarily all that Bill Parcells left over. But I think until that, rears its head, I don't think that McCarthy's going anywhere within 2 years. Just because then that's Jerry admitting he's wrong, and I think that's just not going to happen.
No, that's not happening. Seahawks Cardinals moved to Sunday night. I missed this. Is this a COVID thing?
That is. Micah, do you have that? Or
yeah, this was an afternoon change because there is some question about, I guess the Raiders were supposed to be in the evening game, but there's some questionable Raiders line was sent home due to contact tracing. So we'll see. It's good. This is a better Sunday night game, so that's good. Seahawks Cardinals that's something I will be watching Sunday night.
Right? Was it Raiders Patriots that got the Sunday night originally?
Yes.
Yeah, I can agree. That's definitely one of those convenient things that the NFL comes out on top here.
Well, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter just saying that, like, so now the NFL is changing games 3 days before the window happens. So, for years we've heard that the NFL can't change games, they can't swap schedule, that coaches can't deal with this. The NFL is doing it like 3 days ahead. College football is doing it on a 5-day window. Like, hey, just get ready to play.
Oh, Raiders Bucks. Good point.
Oh, Raiders Bucks.
That has bigger implications. I guess that's why I thought Patriots. Simply because after what we saw with the Bucks defensive line and defense in general, now they're going to play 5 backups for the Raiders. Like, eesh. I'm sure they took that line off from betting just in general. That wasn't that ain't going to be great. I wrote down.
If I may steal a quick dip and toss it into here since we're already talking Seahawks. I'm not the only one. think, who's wondering why they would even entertain Antonio Brown. Is that weird to anybody else, seeing as how they already have a pretty solid wide receiving core, and AB is one of the more wild ass dudes in the league?
Is there a real basis to this rumor, or is it just kind of a media thing, just running with a storyline to make something happen?
I think this one has a little more smoke than just a topic on First Take. This seems to be sort of widely reported that they're kicking the tires on this guy.
If I'm Antonio Brown's agent, or Antonio Brown, damn it, I do that every time. Antonio Bryant's agent. No, Brown.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown's agent. Something just doesn't click up here. I told you guys this. I'm blowing this smoke all day. And if the Seahawks are the one team that will allow me to do it, then, so be it. Because the way that I first saw it reported was that the Seahawks are interested and they're not the only ones. I'm like, what the fuck's that mean? That's when I started thinking, like, okay, clearly you may have gotten an answered phone call from the Seahawks, but I don't see this as close to which another thing we may need to look at is I don't see this as close to happening as Dez on his more than 5 touchdown return.
Was that the number we threw out at the beginning of the season? 5 touchdowns?
I was going to pull the audio.
I thought it was like 2.5. And I'm still strongly on the under on that.
Who would pick the over at 5 for a guy who hadn't played in how many years now?
Well, let's go back in time.
Well, we can't talk about Cowboys that haven't played a long time because Aldon Smith is the single best player on the Cowboys, and he's been out of football for 5 years. So, God, they're pathetic. It just makes me angry. I feel bad for you, Dave. They're going to ruin your Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they are. They already have.
They've already ruined mine. We're a month away.
I'm already bitching about Thanksgiving, and it's October. We haven't had Halloween yet. I don't know. What are we going to talk, Dez? Like, I hope it works out. Is that beneficial? Like, the whole thing was like he's got to pass a physical, and judging by his IG videos that he posts like every day of him working out, he looks good to me, the layperson. I don't know what that looks like when it comes to an NFL physical, though.
That was, I guess, the knock was when he worked out for them earlier this year. That's when we talked about it, before week 1. And apparently the deal was that he was not in football shape, which, we all know and say is a thing, and it's real. I don't know how you measure it in a physical as opposed to, padding up and actually running some practices. But it just seems like such a dangled carrot for them to be like, hey, if he crosses these bars, we're signing him to our practice squad, like our expanded 15-man practice squad. Like, okay, man, just do it or don't. And, we'll deal with the news at that point.
Yeah, I think anyone hoping that he catches a real pass in a real NFL game this year is that's wishful thinking. I don't think that's going to happen.
I am that guy. Guilty as charged with the worst.
I love Dez. I just don't see it happening.
Man, I just want to throw up the X one more time for old time's sake. Excuse me.
I don't know if you heard it, but Dez caught it.
That's true. Hashtag.
People say that.
Man, that's sad. That's like the highlight of the last decade. Would you guys like to talk college football?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go to College Corner, Dave.
College Corner, man. Get some schwaps.
The Schwab Corner.
Oh, yeah. Neck.
We got Big Ten's back this week. Oh, and the Mountain West. Let's party. Very excited about this. Going to have a great time picking games later on for these Big Ten games. We just are just going to get slaughtered unless Micah continues his reign of dominance.
That we'll get into later. The results will shock you.
Unbelievable.
Saber analytics on our picks this year. But yeah, Big Ten is obviously the story. I threw in the Mountain West being back only because of the fact that you will now have midnight football again. Like that's the good on you in Mountain West. You get some Boise State, you get some San Diego State, you'll get Hawaii playing late at night. I think Hawaii will be entertaining this year. And in the 5 minutes of research on the Mountain West that I did, forgot his name, but wide receiver for Colorado State. They've got like a 6'6" wide receiver that if he can figure out how to move a little bit, he may be at least worth tuning in on the random Wednesday night game.
Man, I truly love and miss the West Coast late night start. I mean, I know Pac-12 doesn't start till next week, but just going to sleep in like the start of the third quarter to like an Oregon State, like Arizona game, it's the best thing ever. I love it.
My favorite thing about those late night games is like if you go to El Rancho at 8 and then everybody gets a little crazy and you're like, let's go hit Dirty Bills. And then I'm back home at 12:30 and Caitlin goes straight to bed and I just sit on the couch just hammered and watch like 8 minutes of a Mountain West game and then don't really remember it the next morning.
And she finds you sitting up on the couch at like 6 a.m. when she gets up.
Yeah, it's like why are you sleeping next to the dog? Just
drilling on your shirt. Love that.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for.
I've got some breaking news for KJ. A source close to the team tells me that Warren Jackson from Colorado State opted out.
Damn.
It's terrible.
Was that audio? Was that sound?
What was that? What was that?
Damn.
Who is that?
I'm just saying.
Do we have OJ on the board now?
We got the juice. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Why did that sound like Klein to me? Did that not sound like Klein?
Hold on.
Damn.
It kind of did, but at the end of the day, it there's something about that guy's tone. It's like, man, that guy's a double murderer.
Yeah.
Klein's a double murderer
in civil court. I mean, you guys pick and choose when you trust the system, I guess.
Brandon Vaughn, that is a deal breaker, sir. I can't handle that.
What?
That one.
Oh,
Imagine.
Couldn't be me.
No, deal breaker.
Yeah, so Mountain West is back, but we can push that to the side. The Big Ten. I agree with your point earlier, David. It's going to make things, clusterfuck as far as picking games, but like rankings, which I've bitched about every week. I've told myself I'll stop on that, but like, how are you going to gauge the value of Penn State at 3-0 here in 2 weeks? Like, is that going to be all of a sudden must-see TV watching Penn State, Michigan State, for Thanksgiving or whatever?
They better not ruin Thanksgiving.
One of the Ohio State or whoever is the top dog in the Big Ten will have to make a just ridiculous case, I think, for a playoff. Obviously, you got to be undefeated, but you have to do so in convincing fashion, and there has to be you have to have 3 losses, I think. It's just going to be a mess, and I can't wait for it. Honestly, it's going to be fun.
Micah, do you know how many games Big Ten is playing?
I don't. I think it's 10, but they have no non-conference games. But I don't know if they're playing 10 or if they're just playing 8.
I think the Pac-12 is playing 7 games or something like that.
Yeah, I want to say 8 in that league, but I think the Big Ten's doing 10, but I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is there any games going this weekend that you're excited for outside of, let's say, Texas and Texas Baylor and SMU? Who does Mizzou play this weekend, Micah?
We do play. The Tigers host Kentucky. It may be a road game, but it is Kentucky, and I'm excited. We had the week off last week after the LSU game. We were supposed to play some Florida, it wasn't Florida. It was supposed to be somebody, but got moved around due to COVID. So college football's back, and those Bobcats have a big game this week they got a chance to slay the dragon, BYU.
29.5.
They got straight to the playoff. Their playoff hopes dashed by the Bobcats this week. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I swear to God, I would be you ruin Thanksgiving, ruin Christmas. If the Bobcats somehow pull off the upset against BYU, I would be fine. I would be fine with it.
I should clarify the Big Ten Conference is playing an 8-game conference-only schedule starting this week, and a 9th game for there's a 9th game in the championship week. So.
Yeah, Big Ten Champions Week will be on December 19th. So they will add in a week. Basically, if one of their teams needs it for bowl implications, they will structure that week to improve said schedules or to figure out who would be the champion. So almost a round robin scheduling.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
I have a note. I have a note on here that I want to just kind of make you guys a little crazy. Fox. So game days in Minnesota for Minnesota versus Michigan, which can be cold and fun. Fox's pregame show is on the road this week. They're at the Shoe in Columbus for Nebraska at Ohio State. They call the game Big Noon Saturday, but every time I hear them say it, I just think Big Nude Saturday. And it makes me laugh every time, and I would encourage you guys to think about that every time you hear a promo for Big Nude Saturday. It's hilarious.
Isn't that what you celebrate at your place every week?
I am a big fan of Big Nude Saturday.
Yeah, I call it Tubin Saturday.
Damn.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, it's topical. Hey,
but I won't go through the acronym. It sounds very similar though, Micah.
So Baylor, Texas is a weird game, and it's weird because normally it's the last 5 years. It's been maybe longer. It's been kind of an important Big 12 game. And this year, you've got disappointing Texas. Baylor's only played 2 games. Both programs are. I'm not going to say the programs are in disarray, but so Baylor hasn't played because of COVID. They had 28 players and staff with COVID, and they had to reschedule their game with Oklahoma State last week. And then Texas is just
stinks.
They've got a band mutiny on their hands. The band,
they're officially not playing the Eyes of Texas. They're wearing the whites at home for the first time in I think 50-ish, 60, maybe 60 years, something like that.
Quite fitting.
Best uniforms in football.
I'm just saying.
That's a fair and embarrassing point, Dave. Yes.
They look great though.
Yeah.
I did see the picture.
It's my favorite Texas uniform.
The Stormtrooper, man, they look dope.
Emblems they've usually have on their jersey. That's what somebody pointed out, is that they typically have a huge Big 12, a big DKR, Rainy Street Memorial, all kind of bullshit off their chest. When did Baylor last play, David? How long have they had off? A month?
Dude, they lost to West Virginia, then they had a bye, and then they had the Okie State reschedule. So it's 3 weeks. So you could argue it, you could go one of two ways. They're rested, but their offense looked absolutely stagnant, and the worst Baylor offense I've seen in 6 years against West Virginia. And I'm not trying to take any credit away from West Virginia. I don't know what their defense is supposed to be, but I'm assuming it's not like a world beater. But they looked awful, and I've got really, really low expectations for this game.
Is Charlie Brewer not still there?
He is. I'd say he regressed, but I don't think they've lost a lot of talent. So I like Charlie Brewer a lot, but man, he didn't look good against West Virginia at all.
That's what's up. You've got Larry Fedora as your OC, who's, made some waves in North Carolina, Southern Miss, Oklahoma State, all that jazz. But I think he fizzles out most places that he's gone.
Larry.
So you mentioned that game day will be in Minneapolis for number 18 Michigan at number 21 Minnesota. I get it's worth celebrating the Big Ten being back. I love Minneapolis. Hell, Minnesota's campus is gorgeous. Great place. But this is a number 18 team versus a number 21 team. It'll be 30 degrees. It's already snowing in Minnesota. I was talking to on a business call earlier. They were having 6 to 8 inches in western Minnesota. It's going to be ugly.
Ooh, that's hot.
Game day should be that the homecoming of those SMU Mustangs.
Okay.
Number 9 Bobcats.
Dude, snowy football is the best football. Give me all the snow football games. I love them. I love watching them on TV. I will watch them on TV even if I don't care about who's playing. They're so cool. I'm glad they're doing it there.
I only like snowy football games whenever the graphics guy has absolute hell trying to keep up with the yard markers and the hash markers. And they're throwing overlay on overlay on overlay on the ground, trying to figure out what to make them.
I love having to like shovel the yard lines every 20 minutes or so, like during commercials. Love that shit.
Field goal holders like digging out.
Yes, like kicking like a bare spot in the grass. You can actually get like plant a foot for a kick.
We'll find this entertaining when it's 9-7, and that's where game day was. Where they should be, it's number 3 total offense. SMU Mustangs at number 16 playing the number 9 Bobcats.
Shut up, Robbie Handa.
I thought those were Bearcats.
No, they are the Bobcats until proven otherwise.
Mike is
Ooh.
I have no respect for Cincinnati until after this week.
This is SMU's chance to beat the Bobcats for a second time this season.
Come on, we don't talk about that.
Eat them up or whatever y'all do.
SMU, I did see they released a pretty dope, new hype video featuring one of their wide receivers. What's his name?
Danny Gray,
the dude from Lancaster. I love what they're doing. They're recruiting. Like, I want to buy all the SMU gear. They get me hype.
I'm excited for the game. It's the highest ranked matchup this week. We'll get to the picks later, but it is homecoming. I wanted to throw out if anyone had any notable homecoming thoughts and or memories worth opining on here, be it college and or high school. No?
Dylan, go ahead.
I never attended. No, I've never attended a college homecoming before. I know it's a big deal at Mizzou. Maybe Micah should just take this. It's like their thing there.
Well,
like
allegedly we invented it there. We had the first ever homecoming. It's a big deal at Missouri. Had a lot of fun there.
You gonna fly back to Columbia or what?
We're not going to make it this year. Homecoming was canceled due to COVID, actually, for real, because of the. It was supposed to be last week against Vandy, and I think that they're doing something against Kentucky, but it's just not the same.
Did Missouri send you an email saying the average family will spend $270 for homecoming events most years, but this year we won't be hosting those events? So would you consider donating that amount?
Wow.
No, I didn't get that one. That's pretty good, though.
I got that, and they got a quick to the trash can. To the no. If there's one thing I do not believe in, it's answering those emails and donating back to your fraternity or school and all that bullshit. I'm like,
wow, hot take.
Money.
Dude, hold on. KJ, chill, man.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. That's good.
Dude, wait, is that audio not from his reaction to Jeffrey Toobin? Damn, Jeffrey.
Yeah, he recorded this for me and gave me permission to use it. So I don't know where it came
from. That's my
just saying. That's all.
Hey, KJ, I heard you live with a Nicole. I've got some advice. And he called me and then he gave me these sounders for the board and then we went on.
What a guy. A true gentleman.
Yeah.
Do you lads have any parting thoughts on college football?
Nah, son.
Because now I'd like to talk about something that all of us are really interested in, the World Series, Major League Baseball, which I have watched both games.
Yeah, same.
Both of them were worth the bet. That's the excitement level for baseball talk.
It's baseball time in Arlington, Texas, noted suburb. World Series being played in Arlington, Dylan. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, no, I'm fully aware of that, man. This is it's been a fun series so far. Tied up 1-1. Mookie Betts putting on an absolute show, and well, I guess that was more so the NLCS, but him and Bellinger. I mean, it's been fun. I'm having a good time watching this. The Rays, man. Who knew?
Ground floor Randy guy right here. It's been proven. Audio backs it up. Honestly, I'm just kind of my only rooting interest is Kershaw. I'm a Dallas homer. What can I say? But it's fun. I'm watching it, dude. I like meaningful baseball. I love playoff baseball.
Oh, baseball is awesome.
Yeah, this is fun, man. I'm glad that it looks like it's going to be a good series. I don't know.
Mike, have you watched any?
I have, actually. I watched a lot of Game 1 and a little bit of Game 2. Playoff baseball, always exciting. you've got to feel. We saw in game 1, Clayton Kershaw hung on, got the win. He's been awful in the playoffs historically, especially in the World Series. His ERA in the World Series was like over 5, which is awful, especially for him. But I felt like weirdly nervous rooting for him. Like you could see his family there. I don't know. It wasn't a feeling that I was expecting to have for a dude that's been in the league for 10 years and been a 10-time All-Star. Like, the guy's an all-time great pitcher, and yet I'm watching every pitch like, is this going to be where the bomb goes off?
Well, it's a legacy. It's a legacy series.
He's gotten shelled in the playoffs. Like as great as he's been throughout his career, he hasn't had strong playoff showings to this date. So it's good to see him pitch well in the World Series, of course.
He fades the deeper it gets. I don't know what the deal is there, but I do know I really, really am enjoying John Smoltz per usual. I think he's fantastic. I kind of am bummed when I have to drop into Verdansk and can't fully focus on the game, but you got to multitask sometimes, right?
He has been great on the call. I agree with that. Having Joe Buck in like World Series mode is probably the closest I will get to like how much enjoyment people got out of Jim Nance for the Masters. Like Joe Buck gives me something extra in baseball, playoff baseball mode. I will say that they've had a couple dips where they've kind of been like in between action, and Joe Buck was like running through like 17 football notes. You could still realize his head was like studying football.
Man.
But he keeps
Have you seen his work schedule this week?
insane.
Oh my God. The dude is all
KJ,
over the place, man.
so I heard he's been spotted at playing Trinity Forest, Dallas National. Has he been down to Thorntree yet?
I have not seen him cruise past the 9th. If so, he did not ask me what I was cooking up on the flat top this week. So if he did play, I appreciate your respecting of the privacy, Joe.
If you see him, toss him a Mexican pizza and tell him to live Moss.
I will. I'll definitely do that. I wanted to also bring this to everyone's attention. There was a different picture of just the boots, but can we get a fit check on one Randy Arozarena? You know what? And I put it here in the wrong spot. Give me a hot second.
Yeah, I'll buy you some time, KJ. I've been thinking a lot about this election, and even though I've already voted, kind of looking into it a little bit more. I'm like wondering, like, what if the Hunter Biden stuff?
Here we go.
Oh, never mind.
Here we go.
Is this the new segment called Too Much Drip?
God damn.
Getting big.
God damn.
I have not seen this.
There's a close-up on his boots. He had posted this to Twitter whenever they made the World Series. And I don't know if they were Lucchese's, and I think the boots he purchased for the World Series were black. So I'm not sure if this is another fit or maybe I just saw the picture weird, but
Zooming in.
this angle that looks like ostrich, maybe.
Man, I think I see quills. That looks like ostrich to me. Those are good looking.
Yeah, it looks ostrich, which is a power boot. Great boot. Great. Not a starter boot, but like a good like second or third purchase boot.
It's a good, yeah, it's exactly. It's a good starter after you just go like typical cowhide. It's a good starter, like exotic boot.
I respect it. You got to think those look a touch upwards of Takovas, which is more of my speed. But shout out to Randy Arozarena.
You guys want to do some quick dips?
Well, before we get there was another baseball note I wanted to address some shortfalls on our behalf. There was really a lot of clamoring for more attention to be paid to the team that did not make it to the World Series. Apparently we should have eulogized and really focused in on the Atlanta Braves a little more than we did. I owned up to this. It's not every day you have one of your co-hosts get a tattoo on somebody's body in that announcement show. So we didn't touch on the Braves. But here, I want to at least run through the roster of the Braves, get anyone's thoughts. And I'll do that in quick fashion.
Okay.
6'4", left-hander, Steve Avery. 5'11", or 48, Juan Berenger. 36, Mike Bilecki. Also number 36, Tony Castillo. Let's see. We're going to jump on down number 47, Tom Glavine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got number 43, Doug Sisk.
Love Sisk. It's Sisk, man.
Sisk, man. Pete Smith, John Smoltz, Randy St. Clair. This is actually the 91 Braves roster. I was trying to find like a year I was like really invested in the Braves, but that's all I could find. So hot takes on the Braves. We'll keep it rolling here.
I will say this about the Braves and specifically about the Braves fans. You should probably be glad that we skipped over it because no one got to make the cliche they blew a 3-1 lead joke that somebody would have inevitably made. Micah probably or me.
It's quite true. It's unfortunate, but it's quite true.
Look, Atlanta, I nothing but love, man. ATL, Shody.
Let's do them quick tips.
Let's do some quick tips. Since we kind of cucked all the quick tips in football, I added this one earlier. I don't know. This might be a media thing. I don't know, but the J.J. Watt, if it makes all the sense in the world that Houston would move him. I saw some people saying that maybe they could get a first rounder for him, and I don't know what he's got left. Multiple back injuries, whatever. They should definitely move J.J. Watt to a contender. I would love to see J.J. Watt on a good team that's contending. And they need draft picks. So, yeah, why wouldn't they do this?
They'd have to have a GM to negotiate the terms of the deal.
That's fair.
Dude, he's like Mr. Houston Texans though. Like getting rid of him, that just means you're just signing your death warrant for this era of Houston Texans football. You know what I mean? Like it's
on, Deshaun.
It's more than just than trading an aging defensive lineman. It's like yeah, we're gonna be a different team starting next year. You know what I mean? It's momentous.
Where would it need to be for J.J. Watt to be on board with it? You know, I would assume Pittsburgh or it's his other brother in San Diego or in L.A. with the Chargers.
Yeah, believe so.
Maybe Green Bay. I could see that being a factor. Or if again, I threw out the Bears for Le'Veon. Him being from Wisconsin. Chicago ain't that far. I'd be on board with it if it meant he was going to a contender and the Texans actually got something to recoup some of those picks back. I mean, I see why people are saying it, but the dude throws – anytime you have a player like that does so much for the community that they're in, I want them to stay. Both brothers with the Steelers. But I want –
Edward Colligan.
So,
I
wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, this would be like if it didn't work out with Dirk winning the 2011 finals. This is me bringing it back to the Mavs, and us having to move Dirk to a contender to rebuild. Like it would be tough. It would break me. I would be pretty miserable for like a year.
Yeah, I think some Texans fans would probably feel that way about J.J. Watt leaving the team.
One thing I'll say when I used to live in Houston, like. The level of star power that J.J. Watt has there was insane. Like if you're listening to the radio and you got to the sports talk station, they're talking about J.J. Watt, of course. Like it was during the summertime. And this was a story about 4 or 5 years ago about how J.J. Watt had built, like they called it a man cave, but he just like built a gym in a barn in Wisconsin and where him and his brothers were working out. And it was like you flip to the sports station and they're talking about it. And then you go to like top 40 and they're like, hey, it's Jimmy Jones here. Let me tell you about J.J. Watt. He's up there making it happen. He was building a man cave. Amazing. Here's Ariana Grande. And then you flip the channel to like the classic rock station. That's what they're talking about. You go to the Spanish station and hola, amigos, J.J. Watt. And I was just like, this is too much. I couldn't handle it. So I think people might be a little bit upset about it. But if they got a first round pick back, if they could get something good, you got to go. This season is over. And it's probably, you got rid of the coach, you got rid of the GM, as you mentioned, time to turn the page, throw JJ to the curb as well. I mean, I would be surprised if they can get too much value for him, but he's still got a good season. I mean, he could make a run on a contender.
About a team?
Don't tell me J.J. Watt can't make a play for the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game.
What about a team that is also in a state with no state income tax and is likely bound for the playoffs and really doesn't have a well-performing defensive line. I'm talking about the Cowboys here.
Oh yeah.
If Jerry throws away a first round pick to get JJ Watt, I quit. I'm out.
Yeah,
Forever.
it would be. That's disastrous.
It's over.
That would be peak Jerry.
Robbie brings up a great point here. Texans would never give up on a franchise player.
Robbie, you're crazy, man.
Not 2 times in one fall. If he were to be moved, my last question on this, if he were to be moved, R.I.P. Chester Bennington, without Lincoln Park and or Fort Minor available as like a soundtrack to his hype videos, like who's he going to put on in the slow motion when he's like banging a hammer or the sledgehammer on a tire and pushing a sled the whole way to his new team and like showing up ready to play?
He's got to go full Bryson and do Kings of Leon.
We need to break down that video on Monday, or y'all need to if it's not done before then. That needs to be dissected.
We can. Let's see. Quick dip. Oh, you got any Stan Van Gundy takes, Micah?
No, not particularly. Stan Van Gundy to coach the New Orleans Pelicans. I like Stan Van Gundy. I found him to be quite entertaining as an announcer. He's not very good at Twitter, but he's very earnest. I heard him do a bunch of podcasts how he'd never had a Twitter, but somebody he's a big part of the Florida Democratic Party. Somebody asked him to start tweeting, so he did. And so he's kind of ham-fisted, but it's kind of endearing. I would check it out. I like Stan, but Shaq did call him the master of panic once, so he'll never get his reputation back.
I did note there that he had coached Shaq when Shaq was in Miami or Orlando's departure?
Miami.
Okay, so Shaq in Miami, Dwight Howard in Orlando. He also had Andre Drummond, and very notably, his departure from Orlando was tied to the fact that Dwight Howard, who we all now do not like, essentially got him fired. No question about it.
Well, there was also that hilarious Dwight Howard press conference where he walked in and Stan was just drinking a Diet Coke. It was a whole thing.
Like standing next to each other, and then they gets fired like that week or whatever. And then Shaq was accused of getting him run out of Miami. I don't think Andre Drummond had much to do with it in Detroit. I did look back at the roster he took to the playoffs with Detroit, and the fact that he had like Spencer Dinwiddie early in his career, Andre Drummond early in his career, Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris. They were an 8th seed, but probably could have done a little bit more with that. Obviously, East was stronger at that time, though.
He was also the general manager, so you got to take some of the heat.
Yeah, that'll get you. I'm interested to see what happens, but the fact that he's now Zion's coach, we probably have forgotten over the last 2 months just how much attention the NBA gives Zion and the Pelicans. Like, this is all we're going to hear about as the season opens back up.
Yeah. Agree. I got nothing else on that. We got Habib Justin Gaethje Saturday night. I can't express how excited I am. Don't let this face fool you. I'm just very, very tired. No, I am pumped for this. Habib obviously is the favorite, but I think this thing's going to go the distance. I think this is going to be the best outing anyone's had against Habib. He hasn't fought in a while, and Justin Gaethje's not a bad wrestler, and he's on a fucking tear.
Yes, I am. I'll combine quick dips and H here because I am 5 eggplant emojis, 5 stiff eggplant emojis for this fight Saturday, the Combat Sports Minute. Hopefully it goes 25. And Dave, hopefully I can watch it with you and I can pace around the house because I will be full of manic energy. Very excited about
where are you watching
Saturday's main event. I do not know. And I think it's, as Daniel Bailey in the comments said, it's an afternoon event.
Shout out to Abu Dhabi.
They actually switched to Abu Dhabi time for this card.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the main card, the main event will probably start about 5 maybe. So
is that to appease
kind of nice?
Is that to appease Is that to appease the champ?
I don't know why they're doing that. They had been running all the other events on U.S. time, basically. So the fights had been starting at like 3 a.m. local time. But for some reason, this time they switched over.
Well, Micah, let me know where you end up watching the fight because we got Parks and I have a birthday, like little kid's birthday party to get to it too. But after that, we're looking to mob. So let us know, man.
All right.
Wow.
I mean, is Parks a big fan of cage fighting? Is he a big fan of Habib?
No, but he's a huge fan of mobbing, so he wants to mob with everybody.
It's good. You could start training him just like Habib's father did. Have him wrestle a bear.
Now's the time.
Oh, that video is so cool. Yeah, I remember that one.
Since we're doing the H report,
Yep.
let me just say, I am super H to fire up the 2 hour and 2 minute podcast that just hit my Apple podcast feed, and it's Joe Rogan and Matthew McConaughey. That is what I am horny for. Can't talk me out of it. Let's go. It's going to be incoherent. It's going to be a ramble, and I'm here for it. I'm H for it. I'm here and I'm H. Double H.
Give me SMU's homecoming. There's no question. I'm amped for it. Got to wait till 8 p.m. on Saturday to get there, but I will be fully torqued for it.
You know what I'm H for? I'm H for some Warzone zombie action that I have participated very little in because I haven't found the right. I need two people. Is what I'm trying to say here. I don't know what you guys are doing later, but I'm trying to parachute down into a little town called Verdansk and kill some zombies. So
This guy's trying to drop in. I say, okay.
let me know.
Floor for sure. I'll be there.
All right.
Micah.
Do it.
It's probably not going to happen for me.
No. What are you horny for?
Oh,
No, I'm horny for the fight, Dave.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
I'm ready for war.
I'm
Just
gonna
eight-
get behind.
Yeah,
My
should
bad.
be good. No, it's all good. I think it's time.
Here we go.
Oh, seriously? So gross.
Did picks.
There it is.
Let's do it. Before we jump into this week's picks, as I mentioned earlier, I did a little bit of deep dive through the analytics. Had a double check my triple checks, make sure all the records were accurate. I would like to break the news to you, David. I did have 1 weekend correct. You actually had one more loss than I accounted for throughout the year. Did not affect your total points, but I got that corrected. Dylan,
Love
I
it.
had you with one more point. Or actually, no, you were missing a point. So you added a point.
Let's go.
But we were kind of trashing ourselves on our picks and our records for the year. They're not that bad. David, you are in last place as of now at 31-38 on the year, bringing in at 44.9%. Not terrible. It ain't good. Dylan, 32-37 on the year at 46%. I'm almost dead even at 34-35. And the shocker of the year, one Micah Wider, a whopping 62% on his pick.
God damn.
41-25.
Getting big.
Holy shit. Like,
I mean, just a reminder, the best handicappers in Vegas pick about 55 to 56%. If you're at 62, I mean, good Lord. And I haven't done any plugs today, but I can't take all the credit for these picks. My algorithm, the value index algorithm on backdoor cover, picks every NFL game, and 62% is pretty good. That's where I'm getting my picks. I would encourage you if you're serious about gambling with an algorithm, check out backdoor cover and plug over. Link available in my bio.
there we go. Let's jump into this week's picks. Before the kickoff, so we can officially still pick this. Eagles are favored by 4.5. Giants and Eagles. I'll go first. I'm taking the Eagles.
Give me the points. These teams stink. It seems like a 2 or 3 point game.
Yeah, give me Giants.
I'm going Philly, man. They can't lose this game. They can't. They simply cannot. Right?
You're driving.
Oh, it's already happened.
Okay.
Oh,
don't
damn
know.
it.
All right, we'll keep rolling. The only other the two ranked games that we didn't get to, North Carolina State and North Carolina face off as ranked teams for the first time in like 40 plus years. I can't remember the date. Maybe it's 30 years. Number 23 at North Carolina State is getting 15.5 points at Mac Brown's Tar Heels.
Give me State here. I think this is UNC's a better football team, but they haven't blown anybody out recently. So I will stay with NC State.
This is a bounce back game for Mac Brown. Give me UNC minus 15.5.
David.
15.5 feels like a lot.
It is.
I'm riding with State. They're gonna win. UNC that is, but State's gonna cover. I'm riding with State.
15.5 seems like a ton. I know nothing about NC State, but I do know that you can't keep a good Mac Brown.
Wow.
He did that.
That's a new one.
There goes that man.
Iowa State, number 17 Iowa State, going to Oklahoma State, another team that hasn't played in forever, but for some reason they are ranked number 6th in the nation, only favored by 3.5 at home. I don't know what time this game is. I'm going to look that up, but let's go ahead and start with Dylan. You can change if you care to once I find this game time.
That game's at 2:30.
Okay, daytime.
I know nothing.
Iowa State.
I know nothing about Oklahoma State. I have not watched them play, but I can promise you they are not the 6th best team in the country. And for that reason, I'm taking Iowa State plus 3.5.
I'll take Okie State. I hate Mike Gundy more than just about anybody in college football, but I think
He's a
they're
man.
gonna win. I think they're going to win the football game pretty easily.
He's 49, or is he really 50 already? Has that been 10 years since that video?
It's been more than 10 years, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dude, Micah, he's got a mullet though. He's
Cool.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like the novelty
goes viral.
has worn off, like it did a couple years ago. Like, why does he still have that thing?
He should have jumped ship when he had a chance. But Chuba Hubbard's legit. I will say that. David, need your pick.
Okie State can run the ball. Iowa State, I can't pick a Matt Campbell team. Something about Matt Campbell just pisses me off. That's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a t-shirt Baylor homer, but I'm riding with the Pokes. Even they're rested. They haven't played in a couple of weeks. Not their own fault. They're healthy. The quarterback had an ankle thing, I think. They're going to be fine. They're going to roll.
Yeah, okay, I've already picked Iowa State. Michigan, number 18, Michigan goes to Minnesota. Minnesota getting 3 points at home. Row the boat.
Give me Minnesota. I think they may win the game straight up. I saw some great tweets. This is year 7 for Jim Harbaugh, which is kind of amazing. And people were like, somebody just showed a bunch of photos of headlines like, this is the year Michigan turns it around under Jim Harbaugh. And it was year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. And now they're in year 7. Minnesota's got a good program. It's going to be cold. Who knows in these Big Ten games? Anything could happen. I mean, this could be Michigan could win this game by 5 touchdowns, and I wouldn't really be surprised. But I think Minnesota's going to get it done. And I like them to win the game straight up for what it's worth.
Dylan.
Minnesota. I'm not going to do a 2-minute spiel about why, like Micah just did, but give me Minnesota.
David.
So,
You mean actual analysis?
David.
Feel free to shred me if you're a Michigan fan, but can you tell me, is Harbaugh not like the Jason Garrett of college football? I feel like there's a comp there.
Don't hate it.
Okay, good. That being said, I'm fading these guys. I'm going with Michigan. I don't know. It's Big Ten. I'd love to give you some analysis, but I don't know, man. I'm going with the brand name, and that's Michigan.
All right, we have Cincinnati at SMU. SMU is favored by 2.5 at home. Late night game. There will be about 8,000 bleeding red and blue Mustang fans.
Well, until they get kicked out for bad behavior.
They'll get kicked out, and there will be 7,500.
And for that reason, I am riding with Cincinnati. Let's go Bobcats.
David.
They will not be kicked out because I have been told that a couple of their dads got together and they got an injunction that prevents the student section from being removed this year. So there will be a full student section. There will be no masks, and the kids will be going wild like they do, croquis down, all that shit, even though it's nighttime. Let's go. Riding with the ponies. Triple D.
Dylan.
give me the ponies too. Cincinnati's ranked number 9. Really? Am I reading this correctly?
You are. Luke Fickle.
I got the ponies.
I I will never won't ever pick against SMU to win. That won't start now. 2.5 points is a lot of points, though. A lot. That's a lot of points. So you know what? Actually, give me SMU. I'll stick with SMU. I was going to take the points. Seem like too many. I'll take SMU. I can't be caught picking against them. All right, jumping into NFL. Carolina, whose situation is not that much unlike the Cowboys, except for fewer offensive line injuries, and they seem to make it work with a brand new coach. New Orleans somehow is favored by 7.5 at home. Give me Carolina.
I like the hook here too. I was big on Carolina last week. They were one of the few games I lost because, I'm so fuego. But I do like Carolina in a division game to keep this thing within a touchdown.
Dylan?
I am all over Carolina here, so much so this is also my big boy stack of the week. New Orleans is disappointing. Michael Thomas is even more disappointing. Why won't he play? Carolina.
Getting big. God damn.
David?
Exactly.
Is Michael Thomas back?
No.
He is officially questionable.
The Saints are. Drew Brees is really, really good for about a quarter. He's just really, really just old because he is an old man. He's 40.
His arm's going. Like he doesn't have much left in him.
He has flashes of old Drew Brees, but damn, I hate to go 4 for 4, but I'm all right with Carolina. It's Matt Rule, baby. I've got a pretty good Matt Rule impression.
Go on.
I thought you were going to do a Ja Rule impression.
No, we're not going to do a Ja Rule impression. We've got some great kids here at this program, and what Baylor's been able to do in the last couple of years, I think it's great. Thank you.
Tampa at Vegas.
David.
Tampa's favored by 3.5.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
That's amazing.
Give me Tampa for no reason.
Give me Vegas for no reason.
Isn't Vegas' entire O-line out with COVID?
Correct.
Is that true? Okay, give me Tampa for that.
The ongoing global pandemic strikes again.
Steelers at Titans.
I'm going with the Bucks. Sorry.
Yeah, I've got everybody at Tampa.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Vegas then. Just a fade, and it won't help me out. All right, Steelers at Titans. Titans are basically a pick 'em. Titans favored by 1 at home. 2 of the 3 remaining undefeated teams. Give me Pittsburgh.
I, too, will take the Steelers here. The Steelers, we know, have a great defense, and they have a great defense against the run. This is something we saw last week when Cleveland, who is a run-heavy team, went in there and could not run the football. I see the same thing happening this week. Tennessee's offense is based around running it first and foremost. I think it's going to be a problem. I like Pittsburgh to win this game and win it big.
Wow.
Although I will say Mike Vrabel is getting to the point where he's getting close to Belichick territory where I just don't want to bet against this guy. Like, he seems smarter and a better coach than almost everyone else out there. But I'm betting against him today.
With very little confidence, I'm going to fade you two and go Tennessee on this one. I'm not sure why. It just feels right.
Anybody watch the CMT Awards last night or just me?
Was what's his name there?
Yes.
Okay.
Who?
There were a lot of what's his names there. The guy who got banned from Saturday Night Live because Morgan Waller, because he was out just making out with Alabama sorority girls, was there. I was like, why are we putting him back on TV?
Oh, the musician. I got you.
Yeah.
David.
I'm gonna ride with Pittsburgh. Titans should have lost to the Texans last week. Like, they kind of gave that game away. Like, they should not be undefeated. Not that I don't think they're good, but like, I'm riding with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's really good.
And finally, for big boy stacks, we now have Sunday night football of Seattle at Arizona. Seattle also undefeated. Arizona getting 3.5 at home. Kyler Murray, primetime TV, twice in 1 week.
Give me Arizona. I like the hook, that half point. Seattle plays every game close, and this feels like a field goal game one way or the other.
David?
Despite what the score said, Kyler did not play that great against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have a
Only
pretty
completed 9 passes. And
Right.
they put up 38 points.
Only 7 across the line of scrimmage.
Jesus.
This is going to be a fun game, but I'm riding with the Seahawks. I know their defense isn't like your typical Seahawk defense right now. Maybe they'll make a move and get J.J. Watt in there at some point. But yeah, I'm riding with the Seahawks. The Cardinals aren't that good.
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle. I think Arizona's riding a little too high after that Dallas victory, thinking it was an accomplishment, and it really wasn't.
Yeah, we stink, baby.
We stink, baby. Let's go Seattle.
I think Seattle gets up, or I'm sorry, Arizona gets up early. Again, finding out that their secondary is that bad is surprising, but any team that has KJ Wright on it and Russell Wilson, I'm gonna pick them. So let me go with Seattle to wrap it up. Big boy sacks needed from 3 of the 4 of us. I will lead us off here. I don't have a bit, but what I do have is Dino Babers' last shot at remaining the head coach of Syracuse. He is getting 46 points, giving up 46 points, or getting 46 points. Clemson's favored by 46. I will take Dino, don't let me down here. Syracuse to cover. I don't see Clemson running up the score 2 weeks in a row. Give me Syracuse plus 46.
They looked really good against Liberty.
No, they didn't. They did not. I know. It looks bad for you.
Plus 46.
No, that's a lot of points. That's a hilarious amount of points. I
It
don't
didn't
hate
work
what
for
you're
me
doing.
last week. I got plus 31 for UMass, and it didn't hit. So I'll take plus 46 for Syracuse.
It was their only game of the season.
I don't know. You only had to watch one team, but I didn't take into account that they picked that game or they set that game up like on 4 days' notice. They took that fight late. Okay, Micah or David, big boy stacks.
There are 2 teams in the NFL that are 0-6 against the spread. One is your Dallas Cowboys. The second, the New York Jets. The Cowboys-Washington football team game is too ugly to pick a side on. I mean, God help us how bad that's going to be. I will take Buffalo with a bounce back against the Jets. I'm just going to bet against the Jets every week. They are fucking awful. And Joe Flacco is not.
How many points are they getting?
I'm seeing 12.5.
So you're taking Buffalo plus 12.5?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I was looking up. I thought I saw Arizona also was over against the spread, but I could be wrong. Okay. David.
Give me Baylor getting 9 against the Longhorns. I've had a little. I've been thinking about this. I do think Texas wins. Texas should win this game, but it's going to be close. It's going to be an ugly, close game. Texas always plays down to opponents. That's what they do.
I'm not going to argue,
Big.
but still.
Oh, hold on. I'll do this one.
Why did that kid do
What is
that?
happening here?
What was that?
That's what the guy on the side of the video was doing.
Yeah,
I know,
He
but
did
why
the
was
air
he
jerk.
doing that?
I don't know. I do
Come
not.
on, nobody's air jerking in 2020. Get out of here.
know.
If you're gonna air jerk, may as well real jerk. Coward.
Shouts to Tubin.
Damn. I'm just saying.
All right. Anybody got anything else? Let's get out of here. Let's go hit the Verdansk floor.
Yeah, let's watch this trash football game and drop into Verdansk.
All right.
Goodbye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.
Bang!